to say is, drizzle, drizzle.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they stay the same. You're getting way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child, can't break even, can't get out of the game. Yeah.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right. Good afternoon, you dusty denizens. Okay. You dusty kings. What's going on? This is your Friday. This is the chance where you can ask questions and all your random ass comments that you guys have during the week. This is your time to chime in. It's always a good sign when Adric is number one. What's going on? Snowman, I'm batting second. Okay. Move the runner along, Snowman. Saconomist, what's going on? Appreciate you. Brother Truth Be Told, what's happening? Laveris, one of my day ones. What's going on? Carl Hudson, what's going on? Free agent Triple OG. Eddie, doing donuts in the parking lot. What's going on? The Builder's Table, what's happening? What's going on, the Gold Professor? Rain Lab, what's going on? Fernando's, what's going on? What's going on, Maestro? Gabar, what's happening? Matt Brennan, excuse me. Devon, what's going on? What's going on, Little Maple Leaf? Ricky, what's happening? I'm listening. I am Latwan, what's going on? Micah L, what's happening? Babu, LAXT, what's happening? Hurricane Greg, Joe's, Supreme Ibmore, what's happening? Willie R, what's going on? Henderson, what's happening? Finally got a day off. Okay. We on that grind, man. Paul, what's happening? I'm going to consult my mentor on how to deal with this gout. Okay. I tell you, man, I'm not saying that it is in your case, but I had dealt with it for years, and what I've EDTA and DMG. If you eat a lot of eat processed foods, and they have hydrogenated vegetable in it, they use nickel to actually heat up the oil hot enough to actually be able to make that get that oil to actually form that to actually be hydrogenated with the hydrogen and all that kind of shit to actually form. So nickel, you might have trace nickel in your bloodstream. So try EDTA for about a few days and see if the swelling goes down. Poseidon, what's going on? Mr. Donnie Mac. G Jones, what's going on? Nate, what's happening? Hey, BGSD, who do you think would win the best of 7 series between the 92 Dream Team and the 92 Dream Team, hands down. Hands down, 92 Dream Team. Not even close. Willie R, what's happening? G Jones, what's happening? Barry Hamilton, what's going on? King Lexicon, what's going on? Mr. Donnie Mac, Bureau, Pimp God, what's up, bro? There's an instant media on what's it? Way Down Funeral on number 7. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. How old was she? Your thoughts on RFK joining Donald Trump? That makes sense since Democrats refuse Donald Trump and him Secret Service protection. So that makes more sense. Yeah, Democrats can't stand RFK Jr. Inspired Troops, what's happening? T. Crawford, what's going on? Comfort KM, what's going on? Devon, what's going on? What do you think about Kamala's speech? I will play that in just a minute. You losing? Happy Friday, BGS. What was the goal they were trying to accomplish by sending Harris to NATO? Oh, they're trying to give her presidential experience. That's why they tried a lot of times to actually put her in position to be president because they knew that at some point Biden was going to have to hand over the reins of power. But things you don't want to do that to somebody that doesn't have experience. So that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to give her on-the-job training. Detroit, what's happening? Hey, BGS, I got a question. Any good books or videos that talk about the Asian currency crisis? There's actually a very good paper called The Asian Currency Crisis 20 years later or 10 years later. Okay. If you look, we put in the PDF, an Asian currency crisis 10 years later, about a 200-page paper should pop up. That's probably the best resource on the Asian currency crisis. Michael, appreciate you. Dusty Tax, I joined St. Mookie's class. Pray for me. I shall, sir. I shall pray for your survival. Uh, Master Mookie is a tough teacher, but if you make it through and you survive the trial by fire, you shall be enriched with the riches of the internet. Jay White, what's going on? Nate? It's debate. It's not even close. Think about who's on the 92 team. Not even close. Rocky Mordecai, Morty, what's going on? Trail, what's happening? Poseidon, what's your opinion on the Jackson Hole meeting? Um, I'm thinking that the currency is still, especially with the Japan uh, carry trade blowing up and Japan raising its rates. I'm thinking the rate should stay the same, but you can never tell. 92 bigs versus 20. The thing is, you got Magic, you got Jordan, you got Magic, you got Jordan, you got Barkley, um, plus some bigs. Okay, okay. Look at the team, not even close. And plus, you got Barkley. You got all ones. You got all alpha males on that team. No, he couldn't play a single. No, he couldn't play a single minute in that game. No, he would get cooked. And that was a team that they didn't let Shaq play. Shaq could have played. If you put Shaq on the team, it's over. Yeah, Larry Bird. Yeah, you have you had nothing but Hall of Famers on that Olympic team. Maestro with the tax. Appreciate you. Uh, I'll put this out here. I'm going to attempt my first Patreon stream of the Fever game. I'd love for you guys to sign up Patreon, even if you sign up for just at the $5 level. Okay. When is it today? What's going on, McTell Universe? So, what do you think? We just talked about it. Really, it was a no-brainer for him to endorse Trump. The Democrats have treated them both badly, so that's the only place he could go. Oh, Saturday. Okay. All right. That's some people wanted me to go through Kamala Harris's speech, so we shall go over it a little bit. 92 bigs versus 96 bigs. If you say 96 bigs with Shaq, then Shaq is better big. So it's 92 bigs versus 96 bigs. When it's just bigs, Shaq is a better big. So yeah, that's different. Shaq versus Dr. Dream. But the thing is, I don't think Olajuwon played. Olajuwon is Nigerian. I don't think he played on the Dream Team. Nice channel and vibe. Glad you guys separated from us. MGTOW can see Black Ministry needs its own space for topics. Glad you show us. Okay. Yeah, well, we did that years ago. So that's so it's been like 9 years in rolling. Not Dream. Okay. Now the '92 team was the probably the best. Olajuwon played with the U.S. in '96. Okay, I thought Olajuwon was Nigerian. She was 95. Oh, okay, she's 95. All right, but yeah, the '92 Dream Team was the best team ever assembled by a wide margin. Yeah, we already talked about RFK bowing out. Okay, I just repeated it like 10 times. All right, let's try this. This is Kamala. We're gonna speed her up a little bit because she is slow. We might have to put her at 1.5 because she's that slow. So this is Kamala Harris and her speech, acceptance speech. So we'll play a little bit of it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, we got to get to some business. Okay, thank you all. Okay, thank you. Please, thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, let's get to business. All right.
Is Kamala Harris asking for a death wish on Putin? Not the last time I, not the last time I heard.
So let me start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug, for being an incredible partner to me, an incredible father to Cole and Ella, and happy anniversary, Dougie. I love you so very much. To our President Joe Biden, when I think about the path that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary.
It's not a simp, it's a political marriage, okay? You guys got to chill out. It's not a simp. It's political marriage. There's a difference.
As history will show, and your character is inspiring. And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever thankful to you both. And to Coach Tim Walz, you are going to be an incredible vice president. And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign.
Yeah, well, yeah, we go way back. So as far as he's thinking ape right now, right? He's not Stardust anymore.
Your support is humbling. So, America, the path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So my mother, our mother, Shamala Harris, had one of her own. And I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer. When she finished school, she was supposed to return home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica. They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me. Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin, and wherever our parents' jobs took us. My early memories of our parents together are very joyful ones. A home filled with laughter and music.
Wait, she ain't black? Okay. Mr. Tolbert, is that a question? I don't even know why you're even debating that, okay? The one drop rule is in the United States. It's called Plessy versus Ferguson, right? One drop rule. One drop of black blood makes you black, okay? She's black. In fact, shoot, where is this? Where is that? See, I'm gonna find it. I'll find it. Because everybody always talks about this, right? About black and all that kind of crap. Actually played this, see if I can find it. I played this for my group. See if I can find it. Because I get tired of hearing that shit, right? I get tired of hearing this. See if I can find it. Because I just played it for my group, and I know I downloaded it because I'm probably getting really tired of hearing this shit. Okay, I don't know. Well, number one, I don't know why it makes a difference, and number two, they should have never started this stuff anyway, because really they're trying to get black people to vote for her. They're trying to make her Barack Obama. See if I can find it. I don't even know why it comes up, because her father is a black Marxist economist from Jamaica. And you don't get any more black than a black economist from Jamaica. Let's see, I had it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I can't find it at the moment. And I just played it. I'll find it later. Let's see. I'll continue. Where were we?
Aretha, Coltrane, and Miles. At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he
Johnny Anderson. Why you guys are always late? What is about the Bears and the gear, okay? Think about it, okay? If remember the Grizzle, okay? Remember Grizzle? With the Bears, and who would they pick, a bear or a man? Remember that Grizzle? Okay. If you're a bear and you're wearing a White Sox cap, who do you hate if you have a White Sox cap on? You hate Cubs, right? Okay. Grizzle, bear, fuck them Cubs, right? That's what it means. You're late for the joke. That's what happens when you come to school late. Theo, what's going on? Just showing my respect, master teacher. Just a small payday when I received. Oh, okay. Oh, appreciate you. Okay, appreciate you.
smiled. Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything stop you. From my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless. But the harmony between my parents did not last.
Well, she's not a Dot Indian because she's Tamil. And Tamils are not Dots, and Tamils are radicals.
When I was in elementary school, they split up. And it was mostly my mother who raised us. Before she could finally afford to buy a home, she rented a small apartment in the East Bay. In the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers, all who tended their lawns with pride. My mother, she worked long hours, and like many working parents, she leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs. Shelton, who ran the daycare below us and became a second mother. Uncle Sherman, Aunt Mary, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Chris. None of them family by blood, and all of them family by love. Family.
She was raised in a Black Oakland neighborhood, okay?
Who taught us how to make gumbo, how to play chess, and sometimes even let us win. Family who loved us, believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything. They instilled in us the values they personified: community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated.
It's at 1.25. If you guys wanted 1.5, we can see what, because she's pretty slow. We'll go 1.5. She's pretty slow.
With kindness, respect, and compassion. My mother was a brilliant, 5-foot-tall, brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health, and she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. Do something about it. That was my mother. And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote. A direct quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement. My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school, and there were times she didn't want to go home. So one day I asked,
for all the people who were saying, what is, you ain't supposed to be in there already. Well, whatever, she here now. For all the people that were saying, what is Creole? Y'all not black, this, that, and the third. I just want to show y'all all the colors of the rainbow, okay? All the colors of the Creole family rainbow. We got Dana, we got Rachel, Matt, we got Matt. That was so fake. Look, Josh, Randy, Maya. We got everybody. Y'all don't believe us. Down here in South Louisiana, South Mississippi, it is a beautiful rainbow. And I'm gonna let Dana tell y'all about it.
We black, bitch. Deal with it.
All right, deal with it, okay? And did that woman look black? Okay? They're black, one drop, okay? So can we move on? She's black. In this country, she's black.
if everything was all right. And she confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. as a crime.
See, Azriel, Creoles, Puerto Ricans are what? Spanish, okay? What are Creoles? What are Creoles? Creoles are French. See the difference?
Prosecutor, when I had a case, I charged it not in the name of the victim, but in the name of the people. For a simple reason. In our system of justice, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us. And I would often explain this to console survivors of crime, to remind them no one should be made to fight alone. We are all in this together. And every day in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge and I said 5 words: Kamala Harris for the people. And to be clear, my entire career, I've only had one client, the people. And so, on behalf of the people, on behalf of every American, regardless.
Hey, PP, why don't you chill out, man? If you want to troll, go someplace else, all right? If you want to troll, go someplace else. Stop.
Of party, race, gender, or the language your grandmother speaks, on behalf of my mother and everyone who has ever set out on their own unlikely journey, on behalf.
And basically, most of this stuff is telling her bio, okay, her biography, and then she gets into going in on Donald Trump, and then she gets into so-called the meat of the video, like the last third of the way through. What do you guys want to hear? Do you guys want to hear her go through her whole thing, her whole spiel, or want to get down to the meat? Which one do you guys want? Her middle name is Debbie. This man is like, so what? Okay, so what? Her last name is Harris. Her last name is Harris. How many Indians have the last name Harris? One for the meat? Okay, we'll skip ahead.
On women's miscarriages and abortions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote. Well, I'll tell you, over the past 2 years, I've traveled across our country and women have told me their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs. Stories of women miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for their patients. Couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term.
In other words, basically, even Donald Trump has said that he believes in the 3 exceptions, okay? I don't know where she get that from. Maybe even J.D. Vance says he believes in the 3 exceptions, okay? And what Donald Trump has said, that's his personal opinion about the 3 exceptions. But he said each state, all the Supreme Court will do is kick it back to the states. If women really want abortions, they can vote it in state by state. They're 55% of the voting public. They can vote it in if they really want it that badly.
This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump. And understand, he is not done. As a part of his agenda, he and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication abortion, and enact a nationwide abortion ban with or without Congress. And get this, he plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, they are out of their minds. And one must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust.
In other words, I don't care who you are, you're not going to get the Supreme Court to reverse Roe v. Wade. And 2, you're not going to get an abortion bill through Congress. It's not going to happen. Congress is not going to touch it.
Women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
Yeah, well, you won't be president by the time they get ready to sign it into law, baby.
In this election, many other fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis.
In other words, you talked about green energy, which doesn't really work, okay? Okay, she's making a promise that she can't keep. Biden tried that shit failed miserably.
And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
The John, or that you're in office, you could have passed that within the first 2 years. How come you didn't pass it the first time? Her path is too hard, even if she wins. Pennsylvania, Arizona, Trump should win the Midwest, and Georgia, Trump wins. Well, you know what? The thing is, the thing is, we're not even worried about that right now. All we're trying to do is evaluate what she's saying in her speech. Okay, where she wins, what she wins, anything could flip. The thing is, right now we're trying to evaluate her speech because they've been saying that this is where she lays out her platform. So that's what we're listening for right now.
And let me be clear. After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it. But Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security. And here is my...
Most of the, really for the Dems, believe it or not, okay? The rank and file Dems, immigration and inflation are way bigger deal than abortion right now, okay? Abortion is forced, okay? Housing, inflation on housing, inflation at the supermarket, okay? There's a way bigger deal than abortion. Migration, immigrants coming in is a way bigger deal than abortion. Way bigger deal.
Pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I know.
The thing is, she's lying. He didn't kill the bill, okay? The bill wasn't passed is because they wanted to give the illegals that are already here, that they came in, that they brought in the 7.5 or 8 million illegals that they brought in a path to citizenship. It's like I'm deal. In fact, that's why I played it, 2 weeks ago, when they actually explained what the bill was, what was in the bill, and how come it got canned.
I know we can live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants and reform our broken immigration system. We can create an earned pathway to citizenship and secure our border.
See, that's the whole thing, the pathway to citizenship. That's the part that she's trying to sneak in. That's the reason that Congress killed the bill. It had nothing to do with Donald Trump. No Republicans were going to sign it. They had tried that back in, I think it was either under Clinton or under Bush 1, Bush 2. They tried that bill with a path to citizenship. It didn't work. I think that was the DREAM Act.
And America, we must also be steadfast in advancing our security and values abroad. As vice president, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and...
Yeah, you were over there. You didn't do shit. Come on now. You're lying. Negotiate with foreign leaders. Okay, you're over there and didn't do squat.
Engaged with our brave troops overseas. As commander-in-chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world. And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice. I will make sure that we lead the world into the future on space and artificial intelligence, that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate, our global leadership. Trump, on the other hand, threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies.
No, he did not encourage Putin to invade your allies. That's a lie. Now she's lying. Okay. Now she's lying. Now she's blatantly lying. Okay, that never happened. See, that's the whole thing. You know, it's one thing if you're gonna misdirect with things. Now she's blatantly lying. But I guess the press is gonna let her get away with it.
Said Russia could, quote, do whatever the hell they want. 5 days before Russia attacked Ukraine, I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade.
Yeah, because you provoked it.
I helped mobilize a global response, over 50 countries, to defend against Putin's aggression. And as president, I will stand strong.
That's bullshit. No, you didn't. You didn't do a damn thing. That was Biden. Okay, that wasn't you. That was Biden. That was Blinken. And that was Newland. That was not you. Okay, now she's lying.
With Ukraine and our NATO allies. With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal.
Right after you talked to him, guess what he did? He actually went out and committed two assassinations right after you talked to him, right? Good job, Kamala. Good job.
Done. And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself. And I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7th, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost. Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of...
Yeah, she might as well take on the accomplishments of Biden because yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, that she's trying to take on his so-called successes and ignore his failures, right? Well, that's like a black woman, right? At the finish line. What are they, day walkers? All the strength and none of the weaknesses? Yeah.
Suffering is heartbreaking.
Black.
President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom.
Fire Nation, that's bullshit, right? I showed you the picture of his. Okay. You guys, he's a black Marxist, okay? I showed you pictures. I actually had pictures. That's why I put the pictures up in my community tab, okay? I don't know why you guys go through this shit all the time, every single time, okay? That's why I put it in my community tab. You can look it up for yourself. I don't know why you guys, I don't know why you guys do this shit, okay? I don't know why. Was she not black? That's bullshit. They show, because I showed a picture of her Jamaican grandmother and her Jamaican family, okay? They black. They're not Indian. So I'm gonna find this. You guys, I don't. What is wrong with you guys anyway? You guys take the weakest, whitest looking person and call them black. But if somebody's obviously black, it's been black. Let's stop, share screen. Okay. That is her Jamaican family. Okay. See all them people? Those are not Indians. Okay. That's Kamala. That's her sister. Okay. See all that? See all that hair? That's Kamala. That's her sister. They're from Jamaica. They're black. They're not Indian. Okay. Donald Harris's, her father's uh, great grandmother was a slave. Okay. Now his father may have been white, may have been Irish, but his mother was not. See, find the next one. I don't know why you guys could have found this in like 3 minutes, man. Y'all can find this in about 3 minutes. Donald Harris is a black Marxist. Okay, you can't get no blacker than a black Marxist. They met at a uh, civil rights protest. Her and him and his mother, her mother. Her mother purposely raised her to be black. She lived in a black neighborhood in Oakland with black babysitters. One more. This is her. This is her maternal grandmother from Jamaica. That's her maternal grandmother from Jamaica. Okay, can't get no blacker than that. Look at them African features. Look at that nose. Okay, can't get no blacker than that. Shut the entire fuck up. Okay, she black. Now, where were we? I saw him. It's bullshit. I said, first time watching this, I don't think she wants to be president. And if she knew what she was supposedly knows, I wouldn't want to be president either. Well, she has no choice. Okay. That's what she signed up for. She could have refused. That's what she signed up for. But she's a climber. That's what she is.
And self-determination. And know this, I will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un.
She didn't date Pookies, but she dated them Qs, man. She did a lot of Qs, a lot of them Q dogs.
Who are rooting for Trump. Because, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors. They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself. And as president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the
Anubis, is she any worse than a gynocrat that we have to suffer with, like Stacey Abrams and Joy Reid and a host of others?
United States belongs. So fellow Americans, I love our country with all my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next step in the incredible journey that is America. I see an America where...
Well, she said this speech like several times. Remember, she was in Pennsylvania or something like that with Walsh. She's given basically the same speech that she did back then. I told you it was probably a warm-up.
We hold fast to the fearless belief that built our nation and inspired the world, that here, in this country, anything is possible, that nothing is out of reach. An America where we care for one another, look out for one another, and recognize that we have so much more in common than what separates us. That none of us has to fail.
Before she was accused, she was with the Noops as Kappa sweetheart, while at the Howard U, that was even before she pledged AKA. Yeah, I believe it.
For all of us to succeed. And that in unity there is strength.
I don't know if she got it down, but she's I mean, if you listen to Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, they have it down. They perfected the art. She's working at it. She got this preaching thing down. She needs to say hi after every other sentence. Missionary done made it to the pulpit, sweet talkers. Now she like one of the church mothers trying to give a sermon.
You know, our opponents in this race are out there every day denigrating America, talking about how terrible everything is. Well, my mother had another lesson she used to teach. Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who you are. America, let us show each other and the world who we are and what we stand for. Freedom, opportunity, compassion, dignity, fairness, and endless possibilities. We are the heirs to the greatest democracy in the history of the world. And on behalf of our children and our grandchildren and all those who sacrificed so dearly for our freedom and liberty, we must be worthy of this moment. It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done, guided by optimism and faith, to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish, and to uphold the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American. So let's get out there, let's fight for it, let's get out there, let's vote for it, and together, let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told.
All right. I mean, hopefully that's her last rally speech and she gets down to business, but we'll see. I don't think she has anything. Now, this is about as good as it's going to get, I believe. But they're going to try to sell it. They're going to try to sell it. All right. Paying for my ignorance. I appreciate you. Devon says she sounds like one of those toys where you pull it. Yeah, she does sound like a. She's reading a teleprompter, so you know she's doing the best she can. She's still not going to do anything for black people. No, yeah. Well, no. Okay. She might do something for her sisters. Okay. Yeah, it was flat. Well, that's the best she can do. That is peak Kamala right there. I can't get over her not only charging black men unfairly, she hid info, exonerated. Yeah, she did that. Okay. So that's gonna follow her. But she's a climber, so she's willing to do anything to get to the next rung. But if she gets to the president, then there's no more rungs for her to climb. Hard to listen to so much jargon, yet sanctions on most African countries because of refusal to accept the alphabet community. Yeah, and that's part of her, feminist vibe is the alphabet community. She got a voice made for earplugs. Yes, she does. But you better hope that she doesn't win because you have to listen to that for like 4 years. Said Trump already was a president. Simple as versus the two presidencies can speak louder than all this theatrics. That is true, but the thing is, can they sell her? Can they sell her? Because all if you go through all the press, all the TV, you cannot find anything negative about Kamala Harris. I do mean none. So they have a total blanket over the press right now. She needs to take some Myers. Well, it's just too late for that. She should have studied under Reverend Wright like the Obamas did. So do you think her foreign policy could weaken the U.S. on the world stage? I don't even know what her foreign policy actually is. Okay, so if it's the Biden policy, yes. That's actually determine what her foreign policy actually is. Nobody knows. I don't think she knows. Republicans are absolutely fumbling this. They may be, but the thing is, she's an empty suit. But can the press and the media sell you an empty suit? If they can, then she'll win. How come she can't be both? Red Black Patriot. She got this. Wall's pick was working out well. She won't lose. Okay. Okay, so what is her policy, the King Lexicon? If I was the Democrats, I would not have invited Central Park 5 because the opposition will bring out the Kamala has locked up for weird, unless they bought them. If they paid them enough and they showed up, okay. Yeah, she has no policy foreign domestic. That's the problem. Well, that's what I mean. She has no idea. The thing is, I don't know. We don't know. I said that was the point. Yeah, well, we don't know. Her platform is I'm not Trump. If you listen to the whole Democratic Party, is basically we're not Trump. Okay. In other words, he ain't like us, right? That's their whole platform. He ain't like us. Because I was listening to the I was listening to one of my favorite shows, Fault Lines, right? And they were going back and forth with this Kamala supporter, and they were saying that he was saying she doesn't need to have a platform. She doesn't even have to have policies. Well, yeah, well, either way, you can keep Joe if you want to. Keep Joe in there. Wasn't Trump a Democrat when he was at? Yeah, he was. That's why I said, some of neither one of them are ideal. So this is the lesser of two evils. At work, we literally say we haven't heard a thing from her until now. We work for the gov and don't know what the hell she has been doing. She has nothing to offer. Yeah, but can they sell her? Can they sell her to you? The only thing she has is the press and a lot of money behind her. There's a lot of money behind her to push her over the line, and not just coming from the United States, actually internationally. There's a lot of things riding around the world on this election. That's probably the most important election in the world in about, I would say, since Barack Obama. And about a good, almost 15 years? Barack Obama was everything was riding on the election back in 2008. Especially during the mortgage crisis. A lot of black people live in a bubble. Echo chamber leftists have been falling out with Dems for years because of their benign neglect. The left really got off the boat with Bernie Sanders. It was smart. It was smart pulling Biden when they did. If it was earlier, honeymoon phase would be over by now. She might, if it depends if you can trust the polls. I don't trust the polls because the press is full court lying right now. They called Obama an emotional suit too. He was elected president. This is America. Anything is possible. Obama had way more credentials than this one. He had more talent and credentials than this woman. Obama actually ran for damn near 3 years. I have to give Obama credit. He earned everything he got. Go back and look at it. Obama actually started campaigning 2.5 years before the election. How do black people still buy into anybody but Trump? That's the way they feel. It's called emotion because we follow our black women. How do you end up with tyranny by effectively labeling the other guy as a tyrant? Yep. Yeah, she's the thing. Can an empty suit be president? Oh, my goodness, she's the Kim Kardashian of politicians, a vapid chick in a skirt, known more for her male acquaintances than her actual acumen of competence. This broad might actually win. She might. There's a lot of people that are willing to get behind her. My brother told me he'd rather a dead body than Trump. So there's why won't they just ask? They did ask Michelle Obama. She won't run. Barry had charisma. He had a lot. Yeah, he had talent and charisma. Okay. and 20 years of training before he even got there. She didn't. How long before the BRICS currency value is worth more than that? That nobody knows. Okay. Why not Tulsi? Tulsi is a realist, and basically the reason they did, number one, Tulsi is no longer a Democrat. It's number one. Number two, Obama, the Obama wing did not want her to be the candidate. They actually wanted an open convention, but the thing is, money doesn't work unless she's doing it because it's too late. So I played AOC said the same thing. Cammy got no riz. I guess you don't have to have it, right? Black men can crush the gynocracy in the selection. I don't think we can crush it, but things we can put a serious dent into it. Notice everybody talks about her accomplishments. Nobody ever talks about her failures. Everybody treats her like flying China and locked inside of a heavyweight cabinet. Yep, it's the only way she can win. Obama started his 2008 presidency 4 years prior at the John Kerry's 2004 Democratic Convention. Obama did a lot of work, man. People don't realize how hard Obama actually worked to be president. Gender gap, young voters may pull her over. I don't think men would vote for her regardless of race. The thing is, what will white women vote for? Obama has talent. Tulsi didn't go along to get along. She was excommunicated from DNC. Yeah, I think her going against Kamala basically put her on the outs. Being president of the USA does mean things. If you really know if you really actually know anything about how shit works, you would know that it's not true. Who will celebrate the most? India, Jamaica, or United States? If Kamala wins, go P. Depends. Okay, probably United States. The United States is gonna hold their nose. Can you see LWC winning the Democrat nomination for president in 2020 and 2032? I don't know. That's too far out. Yeah, well, they don't like her. See if they'll vote for her, though. Yeah, a lot of stuff from Kamala has been redacted. What happened to Andrew Yang? Andrew Yang is Asian and he's not as likable. Okay, and plus he's not vice president. And white women are always the deciding factor. Passport OG made some good points about female voting bloc voting more than men. That more than black men, yeah. Yeah, but the basically 55% of your registered voters are white female. White women, okay, we'll see. We'll see. That is the question, is it not? Whether white women will actually vote for it. We don't know. And see, if I think she wins, the wars go wrong, the economy stays bad, they will throw her under the bus. I think the wars are over no matter whether she gets in or not. I think Israel can only hold out for so long. Their economy is going to shit right now. See, what do you think? What do you like about Tulsi? I agree with some of what she says, but I believe purposely aligns herself to gain sympathy with people. No, not really. She's actually in league with the realists, so the Mearsheims, the McGregors, the Ritters, those kind of military people. You gotta remember, she's a military person, right? So she's in league with the military. The military is not very fond of Kamala Harris. The military is real particular about who they want as commander in chief, and the military does not like Kamala Harris. They didn't like Biden very much, but the thing is, they tolerated him. They don't like Kamala Harris as commander in chief. I feel like don't feel, think. I feel don't feel, think. Yang could be a strong presidential candidate in 2028. By then, the tech will force us to start looking beyond traditional. Yeah, if I had a pick in 2020, was it 2028? I would pick, believe it or not, JD Vance. You know, I would pick JD Vance. JD Vance probably is the most presidential out of all the candidates I've heard that might be running. If Hillary could not win the white woman vote in 2016, I cannot see Kamala doing it in November. I think it depends on how badly the populace hates Trump. If they hate him bad enough, he actually said, "If you like me, I'll win. If you don't like me, I won't." And that's what it comes down to. The Pentagon can't ignore. What about the Never Trump or Army beaches? They don't want him back near the Oval Office. Are they big enough? They're not growing in numbers. Are they big enough? Actually, they're declining in numbers because a lot of your black men and some of your black women are actually jumping ship. Vivek, yeah, but he's not. He can't go up against Vance. Vance is a killer. Last election, they're afraid of 25% of black men voting for Trump, with 13% being the number. And now I wonder what. And I think the number is going to be It's going to be greater as far as black men voting for Trump this time. Yeah, we in the military are fond of her. She will make us look weaker. Yeah, the military is not really fond of her. Okay, Hillary's hated more or not. That's not a good. Yeah, it is a good comparison. It is a good comparison. Can we revisit the Gynocratic DNC presenting black women candidates to Biden as VP? Who else? It doesn't matter who was on a short list. Basically, I think it was Pelosi, and then I think it was Soros that got her the VP nod. Military is a shadow government. They're not a shadow government, but they have a big influence. After Katrina, they sent Obama down to New Orleans with Bill Clinton for a photo op. Yep. But that's not what got him over. What really got him over is him campaigning in Iowa, Wisconsin, and places like that with nothing but white people. And him and Michelle actually won the white female vote over. I think the election may be less about whether people hate Trump and more about whether they're tired of all that Trump represents what comes with it. I think it's not what he represents. I think it's really his personality. Most people, when I ask them what did he do, they can't even name it. It's always had Trump rubs some people the wrong way. No, he didn't have a shot. Why are Ritter and McGregor outcast? Because they were against the Mideast war and they're against the Ukrainian war. And plus, they started talking to the Russians. That's how come they're outcast. Jarrett's want no Keisha being their commander in chief. They don't. The thing is, they're not enough of them. Well, it's not the events of September 2008. Basically, the events from 2006 to 2008 helped Obama win. And plus, the Chinese and the Europeans weighed in because they didn't want to see McCain. A whole lot of moving parts. All right, we're working on overtime. Last questions. That's why I don't like doing domestic politics, because a lot of people feel. And I ask for policy, they don't have it. Plus, they're against Israel. I don't know what that means. I don't think he's a better leader, but he's a better leader than her. I would agree with that. Trump is anti all of the training since elementary up including media. I have no idea what that means. You guys have to type better, okay? Did you not go to school for clarifying sentences? Ritter has revealed too much of how the cake is made in D.C. for them not to hate him. Yeah, because I think Ukraine was a bridge too far for him, McGregor, Mearsheimer, and a bunch of others. Is there any good policy from Biden administration since he got in office? There's a few things. I like what he did to settle some of the stuff he did with COVID, like trying to settle the rent crisis. Okay, there's a few good things there's some things that he did that I think I approve of. I think his first year was pretty solid. I think when he started going into the war economy, that's when things went awry. Imminent rate cuts planned by 3 U.S. Federal Reserves are in line with IMF advice that has put a premium on ensuring inflation was controlled, but now sees risks shifting towards the labor market. We'll see. Okay. The thing is, if you understand anything about the Federal Reserve, there's two things. Their first two unctors, right, is to do what? Protect the currency. It's number one. Number two is protect the banks. Everything else after that is on down the list. Is the currency strong enough for them to lower rates? The thing is, people keep forgetting that the currency is the biggest deciding factor on interest rates. We all know that the bank collapse helped the bomb. Okay, you don't have to repeat it for like the 50th time. I don't think they're going to cut rates either. In fact, Powell has leaned against it. Now Steph Curry has endorsed Kamala just when I was starting to like him. He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. Plus, he's probably in with the bourgeoisie. Support of Ukraine, Israel, the economy is Biden's legacy. To top it off with the border crisis. Yeah, they should have just went out. The bill they tried to pass in 2023 should have tried to been passed in 2021. Okay, instead of after you bring all these people in. The bill had no chance of passing. They can't increase rates because the banks will fail. They increase rates with what the banks have on their balance sheet, the banks will fail. It's like when they won't do it. Steve Kerr spoke on day one of the DNC, so I expect that from Kerry. Yeah. Anyway, for 800, that's not possible. Trump said last night on Fox he had great support amongst black men. He does have pretty good support amongst black men, and it's actually getting bigger. In fact, Don Lemon did I think it was a TikTok or Instagram where he actually went by and interviewed black men about who were they voting for, Trump or Kamala, and he found a lot of Trump supporters. There's a lot. Well, there's a lot of black men don't like. Hell, there's a lot of black women that don't like her. But they're not telling you how many black women that don't like Kamala Harris. And somebody tapped them on the shoulder. That's true. Plus, it's Silicon Valley is behind Kamala Harris. So they probably tapped him on the shoulder. It's called money. Anyway, y'all, I think that is it for me. I think that's it for me. Let's see. Should I add a clip? I had something new. Let's see if I can find it. But all I'm saying is that Trump said it correctly, right? If you like me, you'll vote for me. If you don't like me, you won't. Okay. If you like me, you'll vote for me. If you don't like me, then I won't win. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. That's what every time I question people about Trump versus Kamala, it comes down to I don't like Trump. It has nothing to do with the policies. Yeah, Don Lemon paired the idea of women in their 40s or outside their prime, which got him into a lot of trouble. I don't know, that's how come I played the Chinese women and left. That's where the idea of leftover women actually came from, the term, okay, came from, right? That's why I keep playing them. All Kevin did was borrow the term. Leftover women are women over the age of 25. Why? Because you have less than 20% of your eggs left at the age of 25. So anything outside of that, it's harder and harder and harder to have a baby. I don't know. That's a good question. I have no clue. So I leave it to you. Ask Snowman. Snowman might know. Said I haven't voted for Obama. I haven't voted since Obama in 2012. I'm considering voting for Trump, just for her not to win. Trump isn't really offering anything to encourage my vote. There's some things that Trump might do that might help. Like Trump will, because the Biden administration is pretty anti-Chinese. So that's like when the Chinese are dumping the dollar. Okay, that's why the BRICS are dumping the dollar. Okay, that's like so that's like the dollar's under stress. Maybe if Trump gets in, he can get in and kind of soothe that down a little bit and get the dollar stable and get your inflation stable. Said, why so many women think they are still in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s? Because they have been taught that they're men. Since men can reproduce up into their 60s, 70s, and 80s, black women want the same kind of power. Power really no leftover women that cause long-term problems for our nation. The thing is, the reason your fertility rate is so far down is because most women in the West are throwing away their prime fertility, which is ages between 15 and 25. Okay. If you look at it, when teenage pregnancy got tossed, basically your fertility rate plummeted. And most women, they want a career and they know how hard it will be to have a baby in their 30s and 40s. So they say, if we're going, I'd rather have a career and have fun than have a baby. It is what it is. And that's not here, just here, it's all over the world. Yeah. I don't know. I have no. I have no. Nope. I have no idea. So I don't follow Dion during the season. And banks will fail if they raise rates. That's how it happens. The last time they raised rate, a bunch of banks failed. How soon do you believe we will get to a complete digital currency? It depends on you guys. If you guys go for it, you can be tomorrow. You can be tomorrow. COVID actually pushed it along. It used to be like 3 or 4% currency, and I think COVID pushed it down to like 1 or 2% currency that's floating around. Most people pay with their debit cards, okay, or their phone. Most currency is digital right now. Let me see if I can get this 50-year-old baddie pregnant. The thing is, you can get her pregnant. Can she carry the baby? You might be able to get her pregnant, but can she carry the baby? Have you seen these younger women today who have kids? Scary. Not really. Most young women do not have kids. Most young women under the age of 30 do not have kids. In fact, the fastest growing of women that do have children or having their first child is women over 30. Okay, I'm not going to answer that again because I answered it like 50 times. Okay, I'm not going to answer it again. James, you can hear my answer on arts. I answered like 50 times already. You're late. No homes for old crows. All right, folks, let me get out of here. I'm on 20 minutes overtime. Yeah, Jerry. That's like a lot of black women actually dying in pregnancy because they wait till they're 40 years old to have a fucking baby. And then wonder how come their mortality rate goes up. Just dumb shit. Anyhow, folks, let me get out of here. Let me check for cash apps just in case. I don't want to miss anybody. James, appreciate you. And that is it. Let's see, Todd from yesterday, appreciate you. All right, that's it. All right, folks. Let me play this one because something I just found. Okay, and I think it's a nice one to end on.
Музыка Денис Шеда.